All right, Foodie Jules here. Good morning, boys and girls, wherever you are from. It is bright and early. It's about 5:22. I'm about to leave for work, but today I'm gonna make some, you can't see my face, some dry brine beef ribs. So basically what I'm gonna do is season these beef ribs, these short ribs, go to work, and I'm gonna bake them when I come home. And so these are gonna this dry brine is gonna marinate the meat nicely. I got a very simple, very simple flavor profile going on. Basically just salt, as you can see, which I'm putting on right now to the ribs. I got salt, cajun seasoning, black pepper, freshly ground, onion powder. You can get this anywhere in your American grocery store, Canadian grocery store, and granulated garlic. I'm just gonna season these ribs right now. Season on all sides. And so basically what's gonna happen, this dry brine, so to speak, or this seasoning is gonna penetrate the meat while I'm at work and grinding my butt off. When I come home, these ribs will have absorbed the marinade, and then I will, so they'll clump together. I'll put this in the oven. I reckon I'll bake it at a high heat, 450. And then I'm gonna have some mighty fine eating. But right now I'm just seasoning the ribs. This is a pretty easy make-ahead recipe. If you're a busy professional like I am, don't really have that much time to cook during the weekdays, this is for you. You literally just prep it ahead of time, go to work, come home, stick it in the oven, you're good to go. Granted, you still need to, of course, make your sides, but if you have like a rice cooker, just stick the rice in the rice cooker. Some frozen veggies, just stick those frozen veggies in the microwave, and you are good to go. But right now, I'm just basically layering on these ingredients. The key is you want to season all sides, make sure the seasoning is evenly distributed. Right now I'm seasoning the fat cap. What this is gonna do is basically make that fat nice and it'll get melty and crispy when you bake it in the oven. Crispy on the outside, of course, fatty on the inside. It is fat. But you also wanna season the actual meat side of the ribs, which is key. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing the ribs down just to make sure that the seasoning sticks better. And I'm rubbing the sides as well because I didn't really get the sides, so I'm kind of lazy to shake there. But I'm going to season the other sides of the ribs now. What you can do, and I'm really lazy to do right now, if you want better penetration of the seasoning, is to remove this membrane. I'm a little bit lazy right now, so I'm probably not going to do that. If you have any professional chef friends, they're probably going to poo-poo me right now for not removing that membrane, but I am a home chef. I am busy. I gotta leave soon to go to work. Man, I don't have time for this. So I'm just gonna do what I can with the seasoning. Again, actually, I take that back. I'm not being lazy. I'm actually seasoning all sides now. But I don't have time to remove this membrane, to be very honest. Again, season all sides. And just be judicious with the amount of salt you put on. If you have a really thick rib, like Yay over here, you can afford to put a little more salt. The littler ribs, probably don't want to go as salt heavy like this little piece I got from the butcher. Or not really the butcher, from H Mart. But just be judicious on the amount of salt. The bigger the piece of meat, the bigger or the chunkier the piece of meat, the more you can use, of course. But granted, if you don't have that big a piece of meat, don't go so heavy on the salt. one of the pro tips I have when you're seasoning meat to be efficient, you have one dirty hand, one clean hand, as you can kind of see what I'm doing right now. I'm probably not being as systematic as I should be, but you usually want to kind of just iterate through, run through each of these seasonings, and then rub them all around like so, what I'm doing right now. So basically I seasoned all sides. I'm going to put on some of the, well, I'm losing track if I actually shook this on. If I shook on the onion powder here. Garlic. I think I garlic that side. I think I missed this one. All right. Okay, so my ribs are nice and seasoned. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge. What you're gonna do, you're gonna bake these on a high heat. I actually need to Google that to see what that high heat number is again, but you're not gonna Google. You're gonna bake this on a high heat in the oven after they've dry brined for about overnight. And so my overnight equivalent is my day at work, basically. And so these are gonna go in the fridge. I'll show you how these turn out in a few hours. All right, Foodie Jules here. The ribs are nicely dry brined from being in the fridge for about 15 hours. Definitely the salt has removed some of the moisture. They're about to go in the oven now, and we're gonna put them in there about 1.5 to 2 hours. I'll probably keep an eye on this for the next 1.5 hours or so, but I'll pop these bad boys in and let's check up on these in 1.5 to 2 hours. Hey, Foodie Jules, check out these beautiful beef ribs, nicely roasted. Probably a little more than well done, but that's okay. They're ribs. I can cook them well done. I do like these well done. I'm gonna tuck into a little piece of this. I cannot resist right now. They're best right now, and you can hear that. When the fat is kind of nice and crispy, the seasoning kind of forms this nice crust on the outside. I'm gonna dig into one of these. I was gonna make these for meal prep, but I really wanna try one of these. All right, Foodie Jules here. Check it out. I got some ribs and kimchi, just cut through the fattiness. You know, beef ribs are not usually this cheap. There was a lot of fat on these guys, not gonna lie. $3 a pound, I am not gonna complain at all. Let's get a good, money shot of this. You got a nice crust on the outside, looking juicy and tender on the inside. Let's give it a taste. Oh my gosh. That is absolute money right there. You can see the smile on my face. That is delicious. Now, whenever I go to eat Brazilian barbecue, especially fogo, not all Brazilian barbecues do this because the beef ribs take a long time. This is my favorite cut. And they never bring it out on the dinner menu because they try to hide it because it's a good cut. But look at this. This looks great, right? A little kimchi to cut the fat. Very good. I think my only critical feedback I have for myself, probably could have put a little more salt, but that's okay. I can season it otherwise. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, enjoy the rest of this beef rib. And yeah, this is Cooking Jules, Foodie Jules, signing out. Cheers.